Hey, what's up? This is Diesel, and today we're gonna do rebooking Stone Cold Steve Austin's Babyface run. If he never turned heel in 2001, and I've decided to do if if WCW never went under is because the whole invasion angle, like honestly, end of the day, simple. WCW gets buried. I'm not gonna include Goldberg, sticking the guys who weren't there. I would just go by dudes who were there and just gonna get buried. Doesn't really matter. Everybody has their invasions rebooking at this point, right? It could start from anywhere. It could start from WrestleMania 17. It could start from when WWE helped save. I mean, Stone Cold save WWE from the invasion. Sup, Simply Deep 1985. But yeah, kind of the easy things to do. I kind of think. So I'm like, you know what? Let me take it a step forward and rebook Stone Cold Steve Austin and him never turn heel because it should not have happened. It really shouldn't have. Now, start off at WrestleMania 17. Simple. Stone Cold versus The Rock. Stone Cold goes over clean. End of story. Post WrestleMania 17, Rock comes on and congratulates Stone Cold Steve Austin and tells him he has a rematch clause, and Triple H comes on and brags about how he beat Austin and Rock couldn't. Rock reminds Triple H how he whipped his ass several times and he challenged Triple H to a match. Triple H accepts. Triple H versus The Rock. Stone Cold Steve Austin's on commentary. The Rock wins via DQ. Then Triple H takes out The Rock, injuring The Rock with a sledgehammer because this is going to be writing off The Rock going to Hollywood, TNT quarter star match. Next week, Triple H calls out Stone Cold Steve Austin and talks about how he beat Austin at No Way Out. Austin talks about how Triple H got a fluke win at No Way Out and talks about how he's the champion and Triple H is not. Triple H says it'll be like No Way Out all over again, except this time taking the WWE title. Austin accepts Triple H's challenge at Backlash. Backlash, Stone Cold versus Triple H for the WWE title. Austin wins via DQ. Raw post Backlash. Austin goes looking for Triple H all night. Then Triple H attacks Austin from behind. Next week, Austin is called goes to the ring, waits for Triple H, and isn't leaving until Triple H comes out. And Triple H comes out. Austin fights him. McMahon has sorry. Austin says that he's not leaving until Triple H comes out and fights him. McMahon has security come and escort Stone Cold to Steve Austin out the ring. Austin beats up the security. Then Vince has police arrest Austin. Austin's arrested. Next week, Triple H comes out laughing at Austin for being in jail. A week after, Triple H laughs at Austin for not being there and catches Triple H outside and just whoops on him. Rematch set for Judgment Day. Judgment Day, Stone Cold versus Triple H at No Holds Bar match. Austin wins number one contenders. Sorry. Austin wins the WWE title. Can't leave it as red, but I was kind of reading ahead. Sup, Lundrick? How you doing? So post Judgment Day Raw, Benoit and Jericho wrestle each other for a number one contendership for the WWE title. The match ends in a double pinfall. Austin comes out and says he will give both them some bitches a WWE title shot at the King of the Ring because he knows he can whip both their asses. Match is set for King of the Ring, so we keep that same match. Austin and Benoit solved that classic match, and I think it was SmackDown. King of the Ring, same match except no Booker T or any run-ins from anybody, and Austin pins Benoit. Benoit still gets injured because when you really think about it, the way he landed on his neck, like it was kind of one of those ones where it's like his neck gave out, so the injury was kind of bound to happen. Post King of the Ring Raw, Jericho comes out talking about how Austin pinned Benoit, but he couldn't pin Jericho. How close Jericho came to being Austin. The challenge is Austin for on SmackDown. Austin accepts. Stone Cold versus Chris Jericho on SmackDown. Stone Cold wins, 3-star match. Their chemistry wasn't good, so that's the best I can give that match. Now on to July Stone Cold cuts a promo, and Kurt Angle comes out talking about the night he had at King of the Ring. Challenges Austin challenges Austin at Fully Loaded. Austin accepts. And again, no invasion angle, so the name is still Fully Loaded. Anywho, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Kurt Angle. And Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Kurt Angle. This match establishes Kurt Angle as a 100% polished main event performer, has a main event performance with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold wins, but it was still a close one. And this match turned Kurt Angle babyface. Austin offers his hand to Kurt Angle. Angle shakes it. And this is a 5-star classic. Raw post Fully Loaded. Triple H wants a title shot. So Stone Cold Steve Austin laughs and says, I didn't whip your ass. You got to earn it. Last week of July, Stone Cold versus Edge. Austin wins because Christian turns on Edge. Austin going to win anyways, but, Christian interferes. No, sorry. Austin wins, then Christian turns on Edge. Boy, I feel so silly for that right now. 4-star match because, Edge won the King of the Ring, so we got the title shot at Stone Cold. Stone Cold won. Christian gets mad at Edge for losing, and Christian turns on Edge. Vince sets a mini tournament for next week. Week 1, Triple H beats Chris Jericho via help of Rhino. SmackDown, Triple H beats Christian. Edge attacks Christian, screwing Christian. Week 2, Stone Cold versus Triple H is set for SummerSlam. SmackDown, Austin and Triple H are cutting promos. Out comes, if you smell what The Rock is cooking. And The Rock reminds both men that he has not actually used his rematch clause yet and inserts himself into the match. So at SummerSlam 2001, the main event is the Dream Triple Threat match we're supposed to get at Survivor Series 1999. It didn't happen, but it happens here when all men are in peak shape. So at SummerSlam, we get Stone Cold versus The Rock versus Triple H for the WWE title. Now, the whole SummerSlam card 2001, Edge versus Christian, same match they had at Unforgiven except it's on SummerSlam. Kurt Angle versus Kane, same match they had at WrestleMania 18. Dudley Boyz and Test versus Spike Dudley and the APA, same match they had at Survivor Series like in real life. Undertaker versus Raven, so it's going to be Raven doing the Stalker storyline instead of DDP. It would make a little more sense, I guess. X-Pac versus Tajiri, keep. RVD versus Jeff Hardy, keep. And yes, RVD for this storyline. Okay, listen, ECW goes under because how things are going with ECW. And it's how Paul Heyman managed the money. It was just bound to happen. I mean, WCW, it kind of could have been avoided. I mean, it was out of Ted Turner's call, but at the same time, they were losing a ton of money. They were losing ratings. Things weren't looking good. So, and they kind of waited till the last minute to fix things up. So, with that being said, ECW still goes under. So, WWE gets RVD instead of WCW. So, RVD versus Jeff Hardy, we keep. Chris Jericho versus Rhino, we keep. And for the main event, Stone Cold versus The Rock versus Triple H. Stone Cold wins, pinning Triple H. 5-star classic. I believe this would have been a 5-star classic. So far, with all this being said, I'm not done yet. But with all this being said so far with Royal Rumble till SummerSlam, I still feel Austin would have had his best in-ring run of his career from Royal Rumble to SummerSlam, I do believe. Post SummerSlam, Kurt Angle tells Austin how close he came to beating him at Fully Loaded, then tells Austin how he could beat Austin if they faced one more time. Angle says he has to win the WWE title in his hometown of Pittsburgh. Austin comes out and accepts Angle's challenge. So the Unforgiven card. Spike Dudley versus Tajiri for the light heavyweight title. Tajiri wins for 3.5 stars. Dudley Boys versus Hardy Boys versus APA. Dudley Boys win 3 stars. Edge versus Christian, the same match, only a month earlier. Rhino versus Kane. Rhino wins 4 stars. RVD versus Chris Jericho, same match. Rock versus Triple H. Rock wins 4 stars. Now, I have a belief that how Triple H went out, his quad would have tore eventually, so it tears here. And Triple H is written off, so he's going to be gone for the rest of the year until Royal Rumble. Oops, did I spoil something? No, not really. And then the main event, Stone Cold versus Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle wins via an angle slam. Clean victory in his hometown, 4.5 stars. Note the 9/11 attacks obviously still happen, so this is also a very patriotic victory. So the Olympic gold medalist beats Austin in his hometown, and he gets a huge pop. And Stone Cold shakes Kurt Angle's hand. I almost forgot about this rebooking. Yeah, bro. The Stone Cold one, that was one of those ones where it's like, nah, I gotta do this. I gotta do this. I got to do this. Post Unforgiven, Kurt Angle gives a heartfelt speech about winning the WWE title and dedicates this to the 9/11 victims. SmackDown, RVD comes out challenging Kurt Angle. Stone Cold comes on and says he still wants his rematch clause. They agree to a triple threat match, just like real life. Now, the No Mercy match card is Hardy Boys versus APA, #1 contendership for the tag team titles at Survivor Series. Hardy Boys obviously win. Dudley Boys versus Big Show and Spike, same match. Kane versus Test, same match, but Kane wins instead. Raven versus Undertaker. Raven wins via countout, 3.5 stars. Rock versus Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho's a full flesh heel now. Same match. And Stone Cold versus RVD versus Kurt Angle. Same match, just the only difference is RVD wins and is the new WWE champion. Post No Mercy, RVD versus Stone Cold is set. We're nearing the end. Kurt Angle comes out interfering, attacks both men. No contest. Kurt Angle's heel again. 3.5 stars. SmackDown, Stone Cold versus Kurt Angle for the #1 contendership to face RVD for the WWE title. Kurt Angle wins via heel fashion. Raw, RVD versus Kurt Angle, no contest because Stone Cold interferes. Raw, RVD and Stone Cold versus Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho. Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho wins via DQ because The Rock interferes and beats up Chris Jericho. SmackDown, Team Rock versus Team Jericho is set for Survivor Series. Survivor Series card. Dudley Boys versus Hardy Boys, keep. William Regal versus Tajiri, keep. Women's Six-Pack Challenge, keep. Team Rock, Stone Cold, RVD, Kane, Edge versus Team Jericho, Kurt Angle, Raven, Christian, Test. Kurt Angle eliminates Kane. Christian gets himself DQ, hitting Edge of the chair. Then Test quickly eliminates Edge because Edge is down from the chair shot. Rests down and Angle hits RVD across the head with a chair, tosses it, pins RVD, eliminates RVD. Now it's down to 2 versus 4. Stone Cold eliminates Test. A gong hits confusing Raven. Rock eliminates Raven. Now it's down to 2 versus 2. Rock eliminates Angle, just like real life. Chris Jericho eliminates Austin. Then it's down to then it's down to The Rock versus Kurt Angle. The Rock wins, sole survivor, 4.5 star match. Armageddon. It's gonna be Albert, or this whole pay-per-view. Albert and Sky Too Hottie versus Christian and Tess keep. Dudley's versus Kane and Big Show keep. Jeff Hardy versus Matt Hardy keep. They get mad at each other because how the match turned out in real life. Edge versus Regal. Same match, but Christian helps William Regal win. RVD versus Raven for the WWE title. Raven's on the way back to the ring and he sees an urn. RVD obviously wins 3 3/4. Stone Cold versus Kurt Angle. Same match, but Kurt Angle wins via heel fashion. The Rock versus Chris Jericho, exact same match. Now on to 2002. Royal Rumble. Dudley Boys and Taz. Wait, what the? Sorry. Dudley Boy, I wrote something wrong. Dudley Boys versus Taz and Spike Dudley keep. The Rock versus Chris Jericho keep, but except it's not for the title. RVD versus Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle wins via heel fashion and is a new WWE champion. Stone Cold is simply in the Royal Rumble. Undertaker returns as a dead man and takes out Raven. Same Royal Rumble result where Triple H wins because he's the big babyface and came back. No Way Out, Edge versus William Regal. Same match, but Christian tries helping William Regal. Knocks, Christian down, and Edge beats William Regal. RVD versus Christian. RVD obviously wins, 4-star match. The Rock versus Chris Jericho. The Rock wins clean, 4.5-star match. Undertaker versus Raven in a casket match. Undertaker wins, and Raven goes down the card after this. Because, yeah, Undertaker just, dominates the shit out of Raven. That's what WWE do in real life, especially Vince, because Vince hates Raven in real life. And the only reason he got this mini push was Undertaker needed something to do. Just being as realistic as possible. And now Stone Cold versus Kurt Angle for the WWE title. Angle wins heel fashion, 4-star match. And Triple H is on commentary too. Raw, RVD calls out Triple H. RVD calls out Stone Cold and talks about never getting a straight one-on-one match with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Then challenges Stone Cold Steve Austin for WrestleMania 18. Stone Cold obviously accepts. So we finally get Austin versus RVD at WrestleMania 18. Now, the whole WrestleMania 18 card. Rikishi, Sky Too Hottie, and Albert versus Tess, William Regal, and Mr. Perfect. Edge versus Christian in a straight one-on-one match to settle the score in their hometown of Toronto. Edge wins 4.5 stars. I do feel Edge and Christian facing each other in Toronto would just up their urge to have a better match, and they finally learn each other's styles. Tag team title match: Dudley Boys versus Hardy Boys versus APA versus Kane and Big Show. Kane and Big Show win. 3-star match. Undertaker versus Chris Jericho. Undertaker wins 4 1/4. 10-0. Maven versus Spike Dudley for the hardcore title match. Maven wins 2 stars. RVD versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. Rob Van Dam wins, 4-star match. Rock versus Hulk Hogan, same match, except now that Hulk Hogan came back as straight red and yellow Hulk Hogan, because there would obviously be no NWO in WWE because WCW does not go under. Rock gets booed even worse. Jazz versus Lita versus Trish Stratus, same match, but Trish Stratus wins clean. And Triple H versus Kurt Angle for the WWE title. Triple H wins, 4 1/4 match. And I feel Triple H versus Kurt Angle would have made way more sense with the exact same storyline than Triple H versus Chris Jericho. Because Chris Jericho goes from Stephanie making fun of Stephanie McMahon, having the world laughing at her, to being Stephanie McMahon's bitch and girlfriend. No, not cool. So it would have made way more sense with Kurt Angle. Way more. the storyline wouldn't have been as bad. Then after WrestleMania 18, Stone Cold takes a little break. Simple. Like, you look at after WrestleMania 18, Austin, I feel at this point, was meant to sit down for a little bit. But yeah, that's my rebooking for Stone Cold Steve Austin's babyface run if WWE never went under also. Yeah, tell me what you guys think. Would you want me to do some, I don't know, would you want me to do kind of a part two to this to let you guys know what, like, for days? I want to do it like more shortly after I did my other one, but I wanted to also write one for The Rock if he never left Hollywood. And yes, that one's coming up next. What if The Rock never left for Hollywood? But yeah, Rock never leaving for Hollywood in 2003. But yeah, Rock never leaving for 2003. And sorry for never leaving for Hollywood in 2003. God, why did I do that? So yeah, look forward to my next video. Give me your thoughts and opinions. And my next video, I will be back with my Rock not leaving Hollywood in 2003 after Backlash video.